Hello, welcome back to Mach Speed Hobbies. This is Justin. Today we've got another unboxing. We've got the new Quantum MT Flux from HPI. This is made by Maverick. It is an offshoot from HPI Racing. The Flux is actually their brushless model. This is their monster truck for higher ground clearance and higher suspension travel. Like I said, fully brushless, shaft-driven, metal gear servo model. Let me show you some of the things that are on the outside of the box here. Okay, so you got typical 2.4 gig radio. Looks to be a pretty nice radio. We'll get into that soon. You have a 550 size brushless motor with a 5mm motor shaft, so it's made well. Brushless speed control. It's up to 3S lipable capable. You'll notice that they've got gold anodized parts on the composite shocks. We've got a wheelie bar. You have pillow ball construction on the outer hubs, metal drive axles, shaft-driven center drive. You've got a metal gear servo here. These are 9 kilogram servos, or in ounce inches, roughly 125 ounce inches in power. You've got a enclosed sealed receiver box right here. Nice bell crank system too. I do notice that they're using an anodized aluminum center Ackerman link for better durability. You'll notice it's got steel turnbuckles there as well for your steering. And being pillow ball construction, you've got some really nice solid upper A-arms and lower A-arms. Now, it is a ready-to-run truck, 10th scale, full drive. Everything's pre-painted and ready to go. You will need either a 2-cell 7.4 volt or a 3-cell 11.1 volt LiPo battery. You'll need, as usual, 4 AA's for your radio transmitter, and you're going to need a compatible charger to charge those LiPo batteries. So without any further ado, let's get into this box and see what it's all about. Okay, so your radio control is locked in there, wrapped in bubble wrap. Get the tape off here. This is a full-size controller, which I'm liking. One of the things I didn't know what to expect with the Maverick brand, being as it seems to be a budget brand, but by HPI. HPI, we've always known in the past, has been extremely high quality stuff. But HPI has kind of been a little defunct here in recent years. They've been bought out several times. But some of the things that I'm seeing, that even with this budget brand that they're releasing, Maverick, is you're getting good stuff. I mean, it's really well designed. Like right here, for instance, your radio, it's full size. It's not a mini radio. It even has a drop down style wheel, which is really cool. You've got digital trims right here, similar to what you would, and even your dual rate there, where you would see that on higher end radios. Not saying this is what I would necessarily call a high end radio, but just the way it's set up is pretty nice. And let me figure out how to get into this thing. Okay, so it opens from the front, and then right here you've got your endpoint adjustments, your bind button, and your servo reversing that are hid underneath this little cover right there. So the controller feels really good. I love, like I said, I really love the drop down style of that wheel. It's going to be more ergonomic for you, and full-size radio, so I like that a lot. Truck comes with a manual. It also has a heat sink for your motor that you can stick on there. It's got a little multi-tool there. The vehicle is held in, it's strapped to a little metal, a cardboard caddy here. Let's pull that out. Okay, folks, so my first impressions out of the box are awesome. One of the first things I noticed is that HPI shock quality. I remember from things like the Savage XLs and stuff like that. They just have these amazing shocks. They're very cushy. They don't have that spring back, that fast rebound that you see on a lot of these cheaper shocks. You can see right there, and from even the slow-mo, that it just absorbs stuff. It just sticks. Doesn't bounce around at all whenever it lands. Feels very, very planted. We'll just take the little clips off here and take a look underneath. So the body fits really well. It's got some nice sturdy body mounts. They are adjustable, so if you wanted to raise or lower them, you can actually do that. All right, and we'll start with, you got a shock absorbing bumper here in the front. It's very, very strong feeling. You'll notice that the shocks, they really are a lot larger than what they look like in the pictures. Very good looking shocks. It is a composite shock body, but you've got anodized shock caps and adjusters, and your bottom caps where your seals are also anodized aluminum. And you've got, beefy axle carriers and pillow ball construction, front and rear. Nice and beefy A-arms, top and bottom. And you'll notice here that you've got adjustable metal camber links and turnbuckles for your steering. Camber links back here. One thing I'm noticing too is that the A-arm set is meant to be pretty much universal. So the fronts are actually the reverse of the rear. So they are interchangeable front to rear. Even the lower A-arms are the same way. Your hubs are the front are the same as the rear as well. So you can swap back and forth. So when you're buying parts, that means that you've got to keep less parts on hand. I guess rather I should say you would have to have less different parts. So if you've got this part here, it also swaps up to here, so on and so forth. Again, another big heavy bumper in the rear, and you've got a nice wheelie bar here too, 2 wheels for that. Same shocks in the rear, looks like, just slightly longer. And then you've got this really nice Maverick brushless motor here. It is mounted to a steel mounting plate, kind of a similar setup to your Traxxas Rustler and stuff like that, is according to where it's mounted. But I do like the fact that it's on a steel mounting plate. It's not to plastic. You've got a nice brushless speed control with a fan. Also, you do have that heat sink that you can put on here to cool it down. You got your on-off switch and your set switch right there. And then you've got your 9-kilogram Metal Gear servo right here. The antenna tube is not pre-installed, so you'll need to install that. And your radio equipment rides right here in this sealed compartment. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, like I was stating on the outside of the box, is you'll see right there it has an aluminum center link. A lot of brands, especially like Traxxas, like to put that as plastic, which typically breaks pretty easily. On this one, not so much. So you do have that honeycomb construction, high strength composites throughout on the frame. You've got a Velcro strap, so you're not really limited to the height of your batteries. So if you want to put a thicker, higher capacity 3-cell in there, you can. You'll notice it also has a steel center drive shaft too. So the entire drivetrain in this is steel. You don't have plastic in it to fail. That's another cool thing about them. So the truck, all in all, for something that's well under $250, is phenomenal. I mean, as your competitors go, the closest competitor in price is going to be, Arma, and I would probably put the nearest equivalent would be the Granite, and I've got one of those right here. Now the Granite in weight may be just a little bit heavier. I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, because everybody knows, I mean, the less weight that you're hitting with something, you're hitting with less inertia. So this one may actually end up being just as strong, if not stronger, than the granite. Also, you're not moving as much weight, so its potential of speed is definitely there as well. As far as overall size, the cab itself on the granite is a little taller, but the wheels and the width and the length is not too far off. One thing I'll note is that, I don't know if you can see it there, but you actually do have a little bit more ground clearance on the Maverick, and your overall center of gravity yet stays the same. You'll see the roof line on the Maverick is a little bit lower. And the Maverick is a really good looking truck too, so you're not missing out on anything if you want to go with a little bit more of a budget build, but you're not really sacrificing anything with HPI products. I mean, they're just so well thought out. They always have been. And I've got high hope for these. We're really excited that HPI is starting to put out some products again, and I hope they make it. We've noticed that there's plenty of parts availability for these things, so you don't have to be scared to buy one for fear that you can't get product support or parts for them. They have a major U.S. retailer that we've been dealing with for many, many years, that we're a direct dealer with when we get all these things from. So they have great support here in the U.S. So guys, I say come in, take a chance. I mean, at under $250, it's a no-brainer. Like I said, you could do a granite or something like that for $319, or a Rustler 4x4 for $400, or you could get this for less than $250. And it's still going to be fast even on a 2-cell. So it's a great buy. I really encourage you guys to check it out. Also, be sure to subscribe and like our posts. I want you to go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time something new comes out. You guys have a great day. We'll hope to see you soon.